Hello YouTube makeup lovers. So today I wanted to do another video in my makeup collection series, and today's video is going to be dedicated to my blush collection. I love using blush. It is one of those products that I pretty much never go without, and I just have so many that I want to share with you guys, so we better get started with this video. The very first product I want to share with you guys is the Hide and Glow Cheek. This is a duo cheek tint. It's by Hard Candy. I bought this at Walmart and I just really like it. It has two pinks on each end, and I like it because they're both very subtle colors, and even though they seem that they're bright on the actual applicator, they're really very light and they look very natural on the skin. I especially like them during the summer because it gives you a nice little natural rosy glow, just like if you're a little bit flushed, and it just looks really beautiful. The next brands of blushes I want to share with you guys are the Hourglass. These are the ambient lighting blushes, and I have 5 of them. This one right here is Dim Infusion. This is Diffused Heat. This is Ethereal Glow. This one is Mood Exposure. And this one is Luminous Flush, which this one is actually my favorite one of all. If I had to pick one, this is the one that I would pick. I love it. I do tend to gravitate towards pinky colors, so you will see throughout the video that the majority of the blushes that I love the most are pinky toned. This one is also very beautiful. It's like a very light baby pink color, and it just gives you a nice little, kind of like a little highlight pink type of color, and it's really beautiful. So here are the swatches up close, and this one right here is the Luminous Flush. This is Dim Infusion. This is Diffused Heat. This is Ethereal Glow. And this one right here is the Mood Exposure. So there you see them up close. Next, I also have a blush from IT Cosmetics, and this is the CC Radiance Ombre Blush, and this is what it looks like. Again, it's a beautiful pink color. It's actually the one that I have on my cheeks today, and I really love it. It has a nice color. It has a really pretty color payoff, yet it looks natural. You can either pack it on for a brighter cheek look, or you can just, you know, brush it on very lightly for a more natural cheek look. Next, I have the all-time favorite Nars Orgasm Blush. I don't know anybody that does not own this blush. Every single person that I know has this Orgasm Blush. It's like the most popular one from Nars. Funny though, it's one that I rarely gravitate towards anymore. I used to like it a lot more when I first bought it. It is a beautiful peachy pink color, and I think this one's already getting a little old because I've had it for a really long time, and I see that it has like, it's gone like a little grainy. Like I see like the little, I can tell that it's not smooth anymore. But this is a beautiful color. It's a very universal shade. Like I said, I tend to gravitate more towards the pinky colors, not that much the peachy colors. And to me, this is a little bit more peachy, but it is beautiful. It's a very wearable blush, and it's pretty much, I think, the only Nars blush that I have. I have a highlight. I have like the Nars Albatross, which I use as a highlight, but that's not really a blush. But that's pretty much the only 2 things that I have for the cheeks from Nars. Some MAC blushes, and this very first one is called Flower Fantasy. This came out with one of these like special editions. They actually call it a face powder, but honestly, this is something that I have used in the past as a blush, and honestly, I kind of regret buying these products. This, I would say, is a makeup regret. I have it in Sunday Afternoon as well. This is the other color. So I have these 2, and they're really not the best. They really don't have the best color payoff. I mean, I find myself like really having to go in there to even show you guys a swatch. So they're not the best quality. I think I just kind of gravitated towards them because they were just pretty, and it was something different that I wanted to try, but nothing special that I would recommend. I don't even think that they're available anyway, but that might actually be a good thing. I have a few of these special edition packaging blushes, which these I really love. And these are not all blushes. Some of them are beauty powders, but they're definitely the color of a blush. So this is something that I would wear as a blush. Sometimes beauty powders, you know, I've used them before as a highlight, and I've used them as blushes. It just depends what the color is, and in this case, this one is Summer Rose, and it is a very beautiful pink color. It kind of reminds me of MAC's Well Dressed. So this is a really pretty one. This came out with that Is this the London Bridge one that came out? I'm not sure if it was that one. Liberty of London. I don't know why I said London Bridge, but it's a Liberty of London collection. And then I also have Shell Pearl, which is this one right here. It's more of a peachy color. And this one does seem like it gives a nice little glow, but it definitely is something that I used to wear a lot as a blush. Then from the Wonder Woman collection, I have the Amazon Princess. This is a powder blush, and it has the 2 tones, which I thought was really, really beautiful. And this is what it looks like. And you can either wear them each separately, or you can mix them up together, which is kind of what I used to do. I also have Mighty Aphrodite. This is another powder blush like that. And it's the same idea. It's the 2-tone. You can use them together or you can use them separately. And these, I really thought that they were very, very beautiful. And the packaging is just so cute. Then I have from this is like the whole, when they came out with like the Disney, the witches or whatever it was called, like Maleficent. They had the one from Snow White, the Snow White Witch, and they had all these little decorations like this. This is the one from Snow White. And then this is a beauty powder. It's called Oh So Fair. So this is another really beautiful color. And then I also have this one right here. And this one is Briar Rose. And that color looks like this. Again, as you can see, a lot of the shades are similar because I tend to gravitate towards these pink colors. And I'm sorry I'm not going to be swatching everything just because it's a lot of blushes to go through, but I will be swatching the ones that I use the most. So these I kind of just have here. I love them. They're very beautiful colors, and it's nice that I'm going through them now because I remember them, because a lot of the times you have so many things that you forget that you even have it. But now that I go through them, I know that I have to go back in there and use them because they're very, very beautiful. But again, those are not some that I use all the time. I also have these, and I remember when these came out, these were the Ombre Blushes, and I just fell in love with them. So I don't know if I bought them all. Were there just 4 or were there more? I'm not sure if I bought them all or not, but I did buy 4 of them. And the very first one I got was the Atalaya Blossom, which looks like this. And it's very ombre. As you can see, it goes from like a pinky color to a purpley color. And these I like best mixing them up. I also have this one, which is called Ripe Peach. It's a peachy toned blush. And I just love the whole ombre thing. It looks very beautiful. And these have really nice pigmentation. These I'll definitely swatch for you so you have a look. This one is Vintage Grape. And this is more of a purpley color. It does go a little dark. I tend to just get the blush that is on the end up there. And then this one is called Springshine. This one I guess I could have shared with you guys in my bronzer. This one I do use more as a bronzer than I do a blush. But since I didn't share it in my bronzer collection, I thought I would just share it in the blush collection. Here are the 4 blushes that I just shared with you guys. The very first one is the Ripe Peach. Then there's the Vintage Grape. Then there's the Azalea Blossom, which is definitely my favorite one. And then I have the other one that is called Springshine. That looks a little bit more like a bronzer, although I'm sure it would still look really pretty even if you used it as a light little blush if you want something natural or just to look a little bit more like bronzy. Some blushes from the drugstore, and these are the Maybelline. These are the Dream Bouncy blushes. And then these, I'm not going to swatch because I already have a video that is dedicated to these blushes. This one is actually my favorite, and it's called Fresh Pink. And it's brand new because I just bought a new one because I had already destroyed the other one. That's one thing, they do get a little sloppy. This one right here is Pink Plum, and it looks pretty disheveled just because of the funky consistency that they have. But they really do go on very nicely and very naturally on the cheeks. At first, I was like, what the hell is this? But then I learned to like apply it the right way, and I learned to love it. And you do have to layer it on a little bit if you want that color payoff, but then it just really sticks to your skin and it just looks really beautiful. This one is called Rose Petal. This one is Coffee Cake. And the last one here is called Orchid Hush. This is another one of my favorites. I would say that my 2 favorites are the Orchid Hush and the Fresh pink. So these are really beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and link that video down below that I did with the Dream Bouncy blushes so that you guys can see my full review. Another blush that I have, and it's one of my holy grail blushes. They don't make it anymore, but I went through this blush like, I think this might have been like my 4th or my 5th blush, and it is by Lorac, and it is called the color Desire, and it is just the perfect pink. It is my favorite pink in the whole wide world, and I'm sorry that it is not focusing. There it is. There is the blush, and it is just so beautiful. I used to use this every single day. It is just a beautiful color, and you really don't even need that much, so it does last a long time. You kind of just like dip your brush a little bit into it and you are good to go. You sweep it on your cheeks and it just looks so beautiful, but they don't have it anymore. So this one, I don't use it all that much because I treat it like it is a charm, that I just try to use it not that much because I don't want it to go away and then me never have it again. So this Lorac blush is one of my all-time favorites. Next, I have some Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes, which are right here, and I'm going to share those with you. Those are the blushes that I tend to gravitate towards the most, and this one right here is called Blissful. These are from Tarte, by the way. The Amazonian blushes are from Tarte. This is Dollface. This is one of the ones that I use the most. My all-time favorite is definitely this one right here called Flush. I really love this one. Then I also have these little ones like this, that these come in like the little Christmas collections that they make. So this is the full size, and then this is the small little, like, I don't know, Christmas gift size, I would call it. This is the color Magic. Then I have another one of those little ones, and this is the color Imagined. This pink is beautiful. It's called Fantastic. I have this one here also from, I think that's like 2 different Christmases that I bought those little collections. This one is called Stellar. This one is called Honored. This peachy one I loved is called Treasure, and this is like one of the peachy colors that I really love the most, called Treasure. And here is another full-size one that I have, and this one is called Expose. This is like the one that I love to wear when I go really dark on maybe my lips, or if I go like really, I don't know, if I feel that I want to go subtle on my cheeks, this is the blush that I gravitate towards. So if I'm wearing, or maybe if I'm wearing like a lot of pink in my clothes, I don't want to wear like bright pink cheeks, so then I'll go with this. Or if I have a lot of eye makeup and lip makeup, which is not something that I normally do anyway, but this is a type of blush that I like to wear when I want to kind of like take the cheeks down a notch, because it looks very natural. Here are some swatches of the Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes. These are the ones that I do have in the full size because I know that these are readily available. I'm not sure if the little ones are. This one right here is Exposed, Blissful. This one, the third one, is Dollface right here, and then the last one here is the Flush color. So those are the 4 that I know that are available if you were to buy them. Next, I have some MAC blushes, and these are the ones that I have not depotted, and then I'm going to show you the ones that I have in my palette. But these I haven't depotted. It's always good to have a few of these that aren't depotted so that you can travel with them in case you just want to take one blush and you want to take your whole palette. So the very first one I have is the So Sweet So Easy. This is a cream blend blush, and it's really pretty. It's creamy. The problem with these blushes is that they dry pretty fast. I feel like this one is already pretty dried out, so that is kind of annoying. Then I have another one. This is Dainty. This is a mineralized blush, and this is what the mineralized blush looks like. I also have 2 Virtues, which is another mineralized blush, and it looks like this. This is one that you definitely can mix the colors together. The next one I have is called Rhapsody in 2, and this is what it looks like. Then I also have another mineralized blush in the shade Giggly, and it's just a really pretty blush with a little heart in the middle. These again are those that come out with a little special edition. And from the regular line, I have Koi Girl. Beautiful color. This is one of my favorites. Then I have Peony Petal, another favorite of mine. Definitely gonna show you swatches of these, which are my favorites. I have the shade Style, which is a nice peachy color. And then I have Modern Mandarin, which is this one right here. This one is just a little bit more bright. It's one that I like to use very lightly. I'm gonna swatch these four for you just so that you guys can check them out. Here are the 4 MAC blushes. Down here is Koi Girl. Next to it is Peony Petal, Modern Mandarin, and then the last one up here is Style, which is one of my favorite peachy colors. I think out of these 4, I gravitate more towards the Peony Petal and towards the peachy, which is called Style. Those are really great blushes to have if you want like a beautiful blush in a pink tone, and if you want a beautiful blush in a peachy toned. Those are some of my favorites from MAC. From the drugstore, I have 2 of the Milani Baked Powder Blush. The pink one is called Delicioso Pink, and the peachy one is called Luminoso, and these are amazing blushes. If I had to recommend a blush from the drugstore, it would be the Milani Baked Blushes, and these 2 colors are just amazing. I definitely favor the Delicioso Pink because I love pinks, but the Luminoso is just beautiful. Here are swatches of those 2 blushes, and they're just amazing. And if you can get a good deal at the drugstore, sometimes they have the buy one get one, you just cannot beat that deal. I also have a blush from Hard Candy. Again, the Hard Candy brand you can buy at Walmart. And this is what it looks like. It's kind of like a pinky blush. It's kind of like a little bit of a highlight too. This one is called Honeymoon, and it is a pretty pink color. Definitely a blush to use if you want to look a little glowy, because it does have a lot of like a shimmer type, like a little frost, because it is like a highlighting type of blush, but it is a very beautiful pinky color, beautiful for the summer. Next, I'm going to share with you guys some of my MAC blushes. These are the ones that I have in the MAC blush palettes where you can fit 6 blushes, but those palettes are kind of annoying because they don't pop out easily. I did end up just popping them out because that way I can at least show you the color and I can tell you the name, because the name is in the back. These are the ones that are magnetic, which it's great because you can put all your blushes in a palette, but at the same time, you know, sometimes, like I said, it's good to have them like this so that you can take them on a trip without having to take the whole MAC palette, which is like this. It's also plasticky and I think it's easily breakable. But let me just show you these swatches of the MAC blushes. This one right here is called Peaches. It is a very beautiful, beautiful peachy blush. Then I also have one called Pink Swoon. Again, a beautiful pink blush. This is what Pink Swoon looks like. It's a beautiful, beautiful color. Then I also have Well Dressed. This is one of my all-time favorite MAC blushes. It is a very light pink color, but it builds up real nicely and it looks very natural. Then I have this one called Dame. This one I've had for so long. I don't even want to tell you guys how old this blush is, but it's also a very beautiful, beautiful pinky color. It does kind of remind me of the Well Dressed. Here you see Dame and Well Dressed together. They are very similar. Well Dressed you can definitely still get. Not sure if Dame is even available. I just have had it for so many years. Then this one is called Pinch O Peach, and this is what Pinch O Peach looks like. It is a very bright pink color, and there it goes. It's finally focusing for you guys. And the last one from this set is called Springshine, and this is what that blush looks like from MAC. I also have another one of these that are also a MAC palette, and this one I don't use all that much. This one right here is the color Margin. I also have this one right here. This is called Blush Baby. This is another one of these colors that can be a more of a subtle blush when you just really don't want to have that much color on your cheeks. This one is called Pretty Indulgent. I feel like this is something that I usually wear or wore as a highlight because I haven't touched it in a long time. This is Emphasize. It's one of those sculpting powders. I guess I'll just share it with you guys here because this is something that I guess I would use more as a highlight. And you can even use this to, I've seen it being used to set your concealer. but I have it in this palette. And then I also have this other one right here, which is called Bone Beige. I got these two together because it was recommended that this one would be a great highlight and this one would be a great color for contouring. So that is Bone Beige. It is a very good color for contouring. And then the last one is Harmony, which is another blush. And then this one is a good blush also for contouring. So you can always use a blush like that as a contour. From the drugstore, I have this really pretty blush from Physicians Formula. This is a Happy Glow Mood Boosting Blush in the shade Rose. This is a very pretty blush from the drugstore. And then also from Coastal Scents, I have some blush palettes, which I'm gonna share with you guys in this video, of course. And this is what the palette looks like. This is a 10 blush palette. And I think this palette is amazing. This is the second one I own. The very first one I already had destroyed. I mean, all the shades that I loved, except for maybe this one, was still intact and this one was intact, but I just ended up just throwing it away because I've had it for so many years and I just recently got this new one. This is beautiful. It's a great price. I totally recommend it if you don't want to spend all that money on blushes and you just get this palette. You pretty much have every single color here that you actually need, and it is just a great quality blush palette, but it's so inexpensive. This is like under $20 for all these blushes. I believe I got it for like $14.99 or $15.99, but something around there. That's what it costs. And this is a 10 blush palette from Coastal Scents. And then they also came out with the Blush 2 palette, also from Coastal Scents, which looks like this. They're all different shades, and I just love the first one so much that I had to get the second one, and there you see them both side by side. If I were to pick one, I mean, it just depends on your taste, but if I were to pick one, I would definitely pick the original one just because it has the pinky tones that I love. This one has like a bright orange, so if you like something like that, maybe you'll pick this one. And it has more like, it has a funky purple over here, which I'm sure will look really beautiful. But these are just really great quality blushes for a very inexpensive price. And you really get all this in this one product. And it is just a really great deal. So those two are from Coastal Scents. So that is pretty much it. I really think that I just shared with you guys all the blushes that I have in my makeup collection. I have looked through my entire vanity and through all my Muji drawers right up here, and I pretty much think that I was able to find all the blushes to share with you guys. Let me know if you want any in-depth reviews on any of the brands mentioned, or maybe if I didn't show you a swatch, who knows, maybe you want just a video on the Tarte blushes, or if you want a video on just matte blushes, anything you want. Let me know if you want anything more particular and more specific of the blushes that I just shared with you guys. I really hope that you had a lot of fun watching this video. I will definitely be posting more products for my makeup collection series. And as always, I want to say thank you so much for watching Be Lounge Makeup. Bye!